Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Taylor and this is my lifestyle channel. Today I'm here with a video to tell you the things that I've learned about being a mum. So I've always wanted to be a mum and I've always had that feeling that it would be something that I'm really good at. I never had an amazing career. I worked in retail all my life and I knew there was something missing in my life and I knew that I would be so good at it. But when you become a mum, you are taught so many new lessons and life lessons, and you learn so much about yourself. So this video is telling you what I have learned becoming a mum. I'm in my loungewear, baby's asleep, taking a nap in the lounge room, so I'm in her room. Weird, she should be in here, I should be out there. But baby's asleep, I'm not waking her up. So let's get into the video. So I have my notes written down of a few things that I thought that I have learned being a mum. So the first thing is, no matter what you read, look up, YouTube, you've got to understand every baby is different. Going into this, when I was pregnant, I would watch so many labour videos and YouTube stories and YouTube families, and sort of building myself up to have all these expectations of stuff and things and situations, and my baby is the total opposite. So the way my baby is not the way your baby's going to be. So I was prepared for the most traumatic experience with labour. I was prepared for sleepless nights. I don't know, I was expecting so much watching other people's videos. And the honest truth, I haven't had a sleepless night since I brought Zendaya home. She has been an amazing sleeper. My labour was amazing. It hurt, of course, but I got the epidural and that was my decision and I didn't feel a thing. And I would have so many other babies, and yes, it's gonna hurt, like you're giving birth to a baby. And I didn't have the epidural for hours and hours and hours before she came. And no matter what you read to settle a baby, when to feed a baby, how much you should feed a baby, you can take that stuff in, but remember, your baby's different, and you can't expect your baby to be this book you read. You like Zendaya might cry and cry and cry, and the way this book tells me to settle her is not the way it's going to work for her. And I think that's the major thing that I've learned, is not to compare my baby to other mums and their babies, and not to put so much pressure on myself to be like, well, this baby's doing this, why isn't she doing this? Or oh, my baby's doing this, but your baby's not doing that. I'm not like that, and I don't want to be like that. And I feel like when you become a mum, you'll understand that those books you read and the videos you watch, yes, sometimes it would work and sometimes they are very similar to what your baby's going through, but for me, I learned that my baby isn't going to be like what I expected and what I read and watched. And my labour wasn't like how I watched on YouTube or just Googling experiences. And that's a major thing. I know the urge to Google people's labour stories, and you always don't go to the people that had really good labour stories. You go to the negative labour stories and you scare the shit out of yourself, because I'm a baby and I hate pain. I hate when people poke me because it freaking kills me, because my threshold is not that great. But going through labour, I'm actually surprised how well I handled myself. And yes, off topic, but I will do a video of my labour story. It's nothing amazing, but I'll just do a video to tell you of when Zendaya was born. So the second thing I learnt was patience. I'm a very impatient person. I want things done now. And when you got a baby, they don't care that you want things done now. They're on their time, and you're working for them, because babies can be so demanding. Like Zendaya has learnt to fake cry, fake choke. Like she'll just go and like, because when I first heard that, I come running out and expecting to like smack her on the back because she's choking, but she just wanted attention. Something that I have taken a long time to learn to have. I understand that she's a baby, so things are going to be slower and on her time, which is understandable, and I totally agree with. I decided that I wanted a baby, so I knew this was coming. But there are times where she can cry and cry and cry and cry and cry, and I just lose my patience. But I don't take it out on her. You can't take it out on them. They're just a baby. Sometimes I'll just put her a bottle in her mouth, put her in a cot or porta cot or put the wiggles on or something, and I'll just walk away, go in a room, deep breath in, take my moment. The thing that I've learned to help with my patience is going to the gym. I try to get to the gym 4 or 5 times a week. My gym has a crèche, so for an hour a day I get time to myself to work on myself. It's such a stress relief, and I feel like stress and patience sort of work together. So yeah, when I'm running on the treadmill or working out or doing weights, whatever, I'm just letting go of all this stress that I've held up for the past 24 hours, and I get to let it all out, and then I go pick her up and I'm happy. I've got my shit together and I can start the day, and it's good for her and it's good for myself, for my mental health as well, because I don't like being a mum, and if you will understand, it can take a toll on you when you've got a baby crying and crying and crying and going through that leap 5 that I did with her, and where I thought I was the worst mother in the world. My patience was tested during then, and the way I dealt with it was I was very emotional and I was very doubtful of myself, but the gym did help me. And I learned that working out, or even just going for walks with her, because she doesn't cry in the pram, I learned that the gym is such a mental therapy for myself, because when she was going through that leap 5, I couldn't go to the gym because she wouldn't let me be out of her sight and whatnot. So I wasn't going to the gym, and I felt like absolute shit with myself and my mental health, and I felt like I was such a crap mum, even though I wasn't. But I just felt like so helpless, and I felt like all my energy was being put into this little girl, and I wasn't working on myself and my mental health. So myself, like, another point that I'll come to is you have to put in yourself last. You can have a partner, you can have your kids, but no matter what, you are last. And when you are always putting yourself first and then you have a baby, this sort of goes with that. It's hard to come to the point where your baby, like when you have a baby, your baby relies on you to do everything. And sometimes it takes a bit of an adjustment to learn that you can't do this, you can't do that. Like if I go get my hair done anymore, I have to bring her, and she gets unsettled and she cries, and like you have no time to relax. And I'm not complaining at all. I love Zendaya with all my life. But there's days where it's just like, oh, I wish I can go get my nails done or go get my hair and leave her with someone like her dad and just go pamper yourself, do something for yourself. But then at the end of the day, and you will understand, is so it's $25 to go get a pedicure. But then you're like, that's $25 I could spend on my daughter. And I feel like a lot of mums experience that. And yeah, so I just rambled on a little bit there, and it probably didn't all make sense, but we'll keep going. The 4th thing is the loss of friends. I've heard and I've seen people always say that when they have babies, they lose a lot of friendships or they feel very alone. And it's true. I'm turning 25 and I had Zendaya at 24. So I was going through a stage where I was going out on the weekends, drinking and whatnot. And then I met my partner and I sort of slowed back on that. And I just feel like when you have a baby, people tend to be like, well, she's got a kid, she doesn't want to come do this. Even if it's just to dinner or something like that, they just assume that you don't want to go. Zendaya is 6 months old and my birthday's coming out and I'm wanting to do like a few drinks with friends and just go out, have a few cocktails and have a good dance and have a night of fun and to myself and be with my friends. And then a part of me, I can't leave her, and it's hard to detach myself from being a mum and being the Taylor I was before I had her. But I feel like a lot of friendships now, when I look at it, is the friends that I always spoke to, I don't speak to anymore. They don't check on how I am. They don't check on how Zendaya is. I don't hear from them. I lost a friend during that time I was pregnant, and I was very emotional and very upset about that, and I did have a few cries to my partner about that. But I just think, I don't think they understand, and I don't think they're doing it on purpose, but I just think that they assume that you don't want to do things, and they just, I don't know how they think, because I've never been in that situation. I'll never turn my back on a friend if they feel pregnant or whatnot. But yes, I feel like I've lost a lot of friends. Not a lot of friends, I still keep in contact with them, but not as much as I used to. But that's for both of us. Like, I still have to keep in contact with them and see how they are. But I just feel like you don't get invited to a lot of things. And yeah. So something that motherhood has shown me is you overthink every situation. I had two points. I had overthinking and a relationship point. So I'll sort of put them into this overthinking. So you can overthink everything and anything. You can play situations in your head. So if Zendaya's doing this, this is what can happen. If Zendaya's in her cot, this is what can happen and whatnot. And you overthink, and you always think of the bad thing. Something that I've overthought since I've had Zendaya is that my relationship is going downhill with my partner. I feel like I'm not attractive enough, or he doesn't love me enough. Not that he doesn't love me enough, he doesn't love me the same as he did before Zendaya. But I've spoken to him many times about this, and he thinks I'm an idiot. But in my head, I feel like our relationship isn't the same as it was before her, because since we've had her, we don't see him as much because he's working, and he's the most amazing man and the most amazing partner and dad. But I just feel like this time, when he came home from work, it was us two, but now it's Zendaya included. So we don't get a lot of one-on-one time anymore. And I feel like, to me, it's affected our relationship, but to him, it hasn't. And it's just me overthinking the situation. I know he would never leave me or do anything to end the relationship, and vice versa. I wouldn't put myself in a situation where the relationship ended. If he ever left me, I'd probably stalk the shit out of him or kill him. But you know, yes, you overthink so much stuff. Since being a mum, you realise it's the little things that matter. When I see Zendaya and I look at her and she gets so excited over an empty drink bottle, I'm just thinking, people go through this life wanting so much stuff and materialistic things, or they expect so much, and you look at these babies and the smallest things amuse them, and you really learn that the little things matter. Like, you take for granted the little things, and you focus more on the bigger things and all the material things. And yeah, I just really learned that little things matter in life, and to take hold of those moments and sort of focus more on those moments, or enjoy those moments more than worrying about the bigger picture and we're going to get there one day and things are going to get on the move, if that makes sense. Yeah, probably not, but to me it does. But yes, you learn that the little things matter in life. The thing that I learned is that every day is a new lesson. You learn something new every single day about yourself, about your baby, being a mum, being just you. You learn so much every single day. Every day it's different. You could have your baby on a routine, but your baby's going to do something different every single day. You learn more about your patience and your being a mum. You learn new things about being a mum and your baby. Like one day she's just doing this weird crawl, and then the next day she is actually crawling. Every day is different, but you learn new things every single day. And lastly, something I wanted to mention was you learn what unconditional love is. I love Zendaya more than anything on this world. It is a different type of love, of being in love with your partner or your family. It's this love, it's so hard to describe, but when you're a parent you would know what that love is. You just look at them and you're like, holy shit, if you killed someone, I'd help you bury that body because I just love you so much. So yes, I'll just finish it off there. So thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.